You know who Corbin Burnes is, right? The pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's a top 5 pitcher. It's not even arguable. He is a top 5 pitcher in Major League Baseball. So, dude went to arbitration with the Milwaukee Brewers. He went to for $750,000. Now, Kyle Tucker's I could see. He wanted 7.5. They wanted to give him 5. That's $2.5 million. I thought it was just crazy that the Astros went to arbitration with Carlos Correa over $750,000. They went to arbitration. Here's the good news. They went to arbitration with Christian Javier over $500,000, and yet they got a long-term deal done. Yeah. Of course, they gave him $64 million, so that was awfully nice. Corbin Burnes, here's the gap. He wanted $10.75 million. The club offered $10.01, $740,000, and they go to arbitration. And listen, I've talked to guys back in the day when we went to arbitration, and they were like, what a bunch of a-holes the club is. I mean, you want to talk about, they have to bring out all the negatives about you, and you're like, is this really what you feel about me? Here's Corbin Burnes talking about the arbitration with the Milwaukee Brewers.
At the hearing, flew in the night before, had a hearing all day Tuesday, spent Valentine's Day on a plane, got home at 10, 11 o'clock and got to see my wife before she fell asleep. So that was kind of how the Valentine's Day went. So that was fun. But like I say, you kind of find out your true value. You think you work hard for 7 years in the organization and 5 years with the big league team, and you get in there and basically they value you much different than what you thought you contributed to the organization. And it's just it's obviously it's tough to hear, it's tough to take, but they're trying to do what they can to win a hearing. But I think there was obviously other ways that they could have gone about it, and probably been a little more respectful with the way they went about it. But at the end of the day, here we are. They obviously they won it, but when it came down to winning or losing the hearing, it was more than that for me.
Corbin, this is everyone's fear for a player, especially a star player, going to a hearing, that it creates just some maybe not bad blood, but just some hard feelings that weren't there before. How do you guys repair that?
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying that the relationship is definitely hurt from what transpired over the last couple of weeks. There's really no way getting around that. Obviously, we're professionals, and we're going to go out there and do our job, and keep giving what I can every fifth day that I go out there. But when some of the things that are said that for instance, basically put me in the forefront of the reason why we didn't make the postseason last year. That's something that probably doesn't need to be said. We can go about a hearing without having to do that. So that's kind of one of those things that obviously there was no attacking of character or person of who I was, but just the some of the stuff that was said that definitely didn't need to be said is something that I think kind of disappointed everyone.
So for $750,000, they told Corbin Burnes, their ace, one of the best 5 best pitchers in baseball, not even arguable. They told him that he was the reason he was a big reason they didn't make the postseason. No, I'm telling you, arbitration is just saying now. Again, with listen, I don't know what was said in the Kyle Tucker deal. The Astros won. His value was supposed to be 5.6, 5.9 in that neighborhood. He was asking for too much, but it doesn't help. It's
do you love the win or lose?
There's no way Corbin. I don't want to say no way, but Corbin Burnes more than likely does not sign. Will go
based on what we've heard. There's real hurt feelings there. I don't understand why they haven't put in a mechanism. It's a win or loss mechanism.
Yeah.
Why haven't they put something in where both sides, if they decide,
they can though. They can come up to. They can always just go. Okay, wait a minute. We're just going to give them this. That's right. That's it.
No. We're going to give them their amount. Why don't they have something where they both say, okay, if we go to arbitration, this is how we're doing it, or as the last gasp effort, we can hit the button and it goes to the midpoint. Why don't they have that opportunity? Because then it's both sides. You have some give and take, and then you avoid the whole process. I don't know why.
But that's what they've done, though. But see, that's what the process was the whole time. We could have come to terms. There's a drop dead deadline that says
No player should ever be, by the way.
that says this is your number, this is our number. But you got up until the 11th hour to go, okay, let's meet in the middle. And both sides won't.
Yeah. No player should ever be involved in that process.
Right.
I don't think.
No, but they are.
I had to get somebody to handle my contracts because I got really, when I was at 6'10", I mean, I took it, I knew I wasn't representing myself the best way I could. And a lot of people don't have that in this one, but it got on my nerves.
Yeah.
It really got on my nerves. And because you just, whenever you're dealing with somebody who wants to keep salary down, that's what they're doing. They're trying to keep salary down,
but
so
this is for $750,000. You really, really hurt your chances of signing keeping in Milwaukee, especially. You got to do everything. You got to bend over backward. You got to be even more so. To keep Corbin Burns in Milwaukee is going to be impossible now. It was almost impossible anyway.
Well, and the idea that this is just business, and maybe for years it's just been business, and there have been people with thick enough skin to get over it. But you're also dealing with guys who have a little thinner skin now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's going to be harder for some of them it's not going to be just, well, this is business, and they understand that's part of it, part of the mechanism. And maybe it was, and maybe Milwaukee, it sounds like Milwaukee overstepped too. That's not something you want to say, even if you think, well, this could win it, dude. That's a nuclear option, Ted. You sure you want to use the nuclear option here for over $750,000?
Right.
This isn't $2.5 million. This is $750,000.
$750,000 when it's already $10 million. Give him the $750,000. Good
I know.
Lord, Milwaukee. What are you, nuts?